Shelby with the Opposite Force Parkour. We are here at the beautiful Tootin Park in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and this is going to be your Kong Vault tutorial. Adjustment made. Okay, today we're going to go over one of the coolest basic moves in the parkour arsenal. And that is the mighty King Kong Vault, or Monkey Pass, or Monkey Vault, or Monkey Up, or whatever the hell you want to call. It's really cool, beautiful movement. Kong Vault is one of my absolute most favorite moves because of how fluid, beautiful, and effective it actually is. When it comes down to the Kong, a lot of people have an issue of fear with the Kong. So we're going to get over all the fears, clipping knees and clipping shins and feet, and figuring out how to use the proper form not to have to deal with hurting ourselves. I'm going to be using a picnic table today. You might not want to use a picnic table the first time you do a Kong. A hip-high brick wall that's about 8 to 12 inches wide is going to be perfect. You're going to have really good hand placement on that obstacle, and it's really going to allow you to pull yourself up and over into your Kong, because we're also going to talk about our flight path, our trajectory, and how you change that trajectory whenever you're getting better at your Kong. So we're simply going to dive right into the Kong because I love it so much, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to do one with absolutely no problem at all. So by the time we get done with this, you should be able to do your Kong. So let's get to it. The Kong. First thing to note about the Kong is that a lot of people analyze the Kong in 3 separate sections. I think of the Kong as 4. The reason being is because with watching people do Kongs improperly, I sort of got to the point where I felt like there was the actual commitment phase of the Kong can be broken down into 2 separate phases so that our Kongs can become faster, stronger, and more fluid. So we're going to talk about the run-up of the Kong. It's going to be number 1. Number 2 is going to be the dive, the initial commitment into the Kong. This is like your last chance to really back out. And then the hand placement and the swing through, and then the landing or the ejection phase. Each aspect can be individually improved upon so that your Kong is just that wonderful, glorious, beautiful Kong. You know, you go on Google and you look up parkour pictures, and they got pictures of David Bell with his arms back, knees all up into his chest, looking real serious like he always does. You want that Kong, right? This is what's going to help you do that. And if you say you don't want that Kong, you're a liar. You are a... Spank yourself on the butt. You're lying. I know it. Everybody wants to be able to do that damn Kong. If you're watching this tutorial, it's because you want to do a really awesome freaking Kong. My kids are doing something stupid over there, but anyway, kids are great. The run-up. First thing to note about the run-up, which we should probably not do yet. I did talk about the fear involved. So we're going to backtrack. There is a greater aspect of fear with the Kong than with a lot of other parkour movements. I think that's why so many people either save the Kong for later, or they never really get quite a good Kong. The reason is because a lot of people are afraid to commit their chest downward into the Kong to get that great posture, to get the hips up better, and that causes people to jink. So we're going to talk about jinking later, because it's gross. Just don't do it. Don't jink. So now that we've got through that, our 3 main aspects of any parkour movement are the physical aspect, the mental aspect, which has a lot to do with your fear, and then understanding the techniques. The better you understand the techniques, the more you can pour in your physicality into that movement, and then once you understand the technique and you have that physicality down pat, most likely most likely you will be able to get over the fear. That normally happens last. So we're going to get into the run-up really, really quick. I'm going to get up, I'm going to do some silly stuff, and maybe we'll do some slow-mo jump so you can really see what the run-up looks like. And cut. Okay, step one of the Kong, our run-up. First and foremost, do not punch. I guess I'll have to film a punch Kong so that you can see what it looks like. I'll do one, I'll deal with that later. But there, punching with 2 feet into your Kong. Kills your speed, destroys your momentum, and just kind of messes around with the total movement. It just kind of wrecks the Kong to pieces. So with your run-up, you're going to be attempting to do a split-step takeoff. I'll have one in slow-mo somewhere around here so that you can see it, so that you can grow accustomed to the understanding of what the split step actually is. Now, there's lots of different sports that have split steps. Man, there's a tennis split step, there's a soccer split step, there are lots of different split steps. So with the parkour split step, it's simply a technique where you're going to load on your front foot. Whatever foot is going up first that you're going to take off on. For me, it's my right foot. So I put my right foot in front of me. Actually, Eric, let's swing around to my feet. Now we're on my feet. As far as my feet are concerned, what I'm going to do with my split step is my right foot, the foot I'm going to load on the most, is going to come forward. And my left foot is going to be back. And I'm going to load all of my weight into my right leg and knee, and I'm going to take off with my left leg coming up behind me. So my right leg is going to give me power to come up, and my left leg is going to give me lift. So that's how you're going to do a split. We're going to get into the initial commitment into the Kong, our dive. Most important things about this are a smooth transition from the run-up into the actual dive, or the commitment are going to be a proper load through your front foot, whatever foot you place forward. Get your shoulders down. You almost want to be eye level unless the object is just really low, like this picnic table. I don't really need to get my chest down that much. I don't need to get my head all the way down here. But if you are going over an obstacle that's either hip height or maybe a little bit higher, especially something that's all the way up to like the bottom of your chest, then yes, you're going to want to get your shoulders down. The reason is because when you come up from getting your body down, you're going to get more lift. And you want to come up and over. You want to soar over the obstacle. You don't want to go straight up and down like a mountain. The reason why you don't want to get over that mountain movement is because you're going to go straight up over the obstacle and straight down on the other side. It's going to destroy all of your momentum, and you're not going to be able to connect that Kong into the next movement to be strong enough to continue into a dash or into, whatever the hell you're doing next over the next obstacle that is in front. Committed. Really committed. This is where a lot of people have problems. I'm going to do another Kong. I'm going to show you one that does not look right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my chest up. I'm going to keep my hips down. I'm going to pull my knees up under myself really weird. Can't really explain what's going to happen. And I'm barely going to go over this obstacle, and it's going to feel really uncomfortable. So here we go. Mind you, I don't really know if I can mess this up that well. God. There you go. Number one, that was horrible on my wrists. That just hurt. The main reason why I did not get the natural flight of my Kong is because my chest was up, my hips were down. The chest and hips are going to pull each other. They work together. There's no way to do it any other way. You can't ball yourself up going over a Kong. But what you can do is get yourself into the proper posture. So while you're going over the obstacle, you need to get your shoulders and your chest down, almost parallel with the ground. You need to get to a point where you're looking forward, like this, like I'm looking at you right now. My neck looks like it's all stretched out and stupid. That's the form that you need to be in when you're going over the obstacle. You need to get your knees up under you. Now when you take off, what's going to happen is that you're actually going to get the right leg. If you're taking off your right leg, you're going to get the right leg to come up under you first, and then the left leg is going to come up to meet. Once you've actually placed your hands on the obstacle, you're going to lift through the fingers. So this is where we're going to work on that problem that a lot of people have with the knees. Don't start early on your obstacle. Go as far into the obstacle as you're willing to. That will allow you to get a better ejection, and you have to worry less about muscling into the obstacle to reach the other side. That's where the dive comes in. That's where the dive Kong really happens. There's a secret to the Kong, is that in most cases, by the time your knees come beneath you over the obstacle, you will already have lifted through the hands. This is the trick. This is it. The way to get to not be afraid of the knees and feet clipping and all that crap is this. And that sounds silly because you're probably terrified of the Kong. You think you're going to bust your face open. Kong, lift through the finger. That's where you're going to get that really cool David Bell looking, Daniel Ilibaka looking push back thing. That's what's going to happen when you flick up and literally attempt to throw this immovable object. The biggest thing behind you is start working on the fingers. Strengthen the wrists so they're not all floppy and crap. Strengthen the wrists. Get your chest down, get your shoulders down, get your hips up, get your knees beneath your abdomen, and you should be okay. And drill it. Practice it. It makes it really simple for us to video, film all of this, get some really good Kong training in here in particular. But find a place with a good run up and a good landing, and that will really help you figure out your Kong. And split step out. The same split step you did in, split step out. And that's all you have to do to have a good Kong. That's it. Am I forgetting anything? No. This is Dwight Shelby. We're the Opposite Force Parkour. Go practice your Kongs, have some fun. I'm not running out of breath this time. Catch you later.